Hey, ladies! My name is Sarah Marsh. I'm so excited to talk to you today about obtaining some new customers from your cold market and then converting them into loyal customers. This is so important to your business, guys. You will not have a sustainable business just on your friends and family alone. If you want a business that grows and strengthens and makes you more money each month, you need people from your cold market. And for many people, that means going outside your comfort zone. I know, pretty scary, but it's going to be okay, because if you push yourself to do this, you will be amazed at how quickly it becomes comfortable, especially once you start seeing the rewards from your hard work. So before we start, let me tell you, we are going to have a little giveaway for the ladies on the Team Yes page that listen to this whole training. I'm going to give you instructions on what to post in the comments below this video on the page, on the Team Yes page, and you just need to post what I ask you to post all in a row with one comment, not separate comments on the video, and you don't tell me what you're posting. I want people that have not watched the video to be so confused on what the heck you are posting in your comment that they have to watch the video. That's the whole goal. So for example, the very first thing you're going to post in that comment is the last 4 digits of your phone number. So write that down. Don't post it now because you still need to know the other 2 things. Just write it down, and then later in this video I'll kind of go over again how you're going to post this. So don't post it yet. Make sense? Okay. So remember, the first instruction is the last 4 numbers of your phone number. So now let's start chatting about how you will not get your cold market customers. That's right, I said how you will not get them. You will not get your cold market customers by wishing, hoping, thinking, all that good stuff. No way. That's not going to get the job done. Only you have the power to get these new customers no matter what I say today. Listening to this training alone will not do it. Only you can do it. You, just you. So here's what you can do to start getting new customers. Number 1, networking. Guys, networking is so beyond important. Networking just means becoming friendly with as many people as possible, kind of pretending you're a socialite for a few days. It does not mean giving samples to people and telling them that you sell Jamberry. No, that's not it. It means getting to know more people. Getting to know what those people do, get chummy with them, become friendly with them. I'm not saying go be their BFF, okay? I'm saying get to network with them, get to know them, be friendly with them. If they ask you what you do, of course you can tell them about Jamberry. If they notice your nails, of course you can go into Jamberry a little bit. But realistically, the point of networking is to let the relationship be a bit more organic. Do your best to kind of flash around your number 1 marketing tool, aka your fancy little jam nails, and see if they comment on how awesome they look. Otherwise, just kind of let it be organic and let Jamberry become a subject at some point. This does not mean the very first time you meet them that you talk to them about Jamberry. In fact, if you go and talk to them about Jamberry and you bring up Jamberry the very first time that you meet them, it's going to be immediately a turn-off about Jamberry. You need to get to know them. Building the relationship with them is way more important than telling them about Jamberry. I know that sounds weird because we're sitting here doing a training for Jamberry, but that's what networking is about. Getting to know them, getting to know what they do, maybe even how you can help them. Maybe they also do a small business, and maybe you can become their customer, and in turn they're going to want to become your customer as well and send you referrals. So where can you actually network? Anywhere, guys. Anywhere you're going, you can network. So get as involved into anything as possible so you can be around more people. This can be a mommy and me group. I know one girl has, Diane, she has an amazing networking chance in her nursing support group. This could be a book club. It could be a women's group at your church. It could be business networking meetings, like actual networking groups that are organized. Chamber of Commerce, it could be vendor events with other vendors and the employees for where the vendor event is being held. It could even be like the little barista at the Starbucks that you see all the time. It could be other moms at your kids' soccer games. It could be other parents at the PTA meetings for your kids' school. You can network anywhere as long as you understand how to network, and that's by being friends and getting to know them. Not necessarily being friends, but being friendly, I should say, and getting to know them on a more personal basis. Another way that you can get new cold market customers is vendor events. This is a cold market goldmine, guys. When you go to a vendor event, you will have a chance to meet tons of people that you have never met before, and you will be shocked how many say they've never heard of Janberry, and how many say they've heard the name but they haven't actually tried it, or even how many people say they have Janberry they bought but they never put them on. It will blow your mind. And so a vendor event is a way you can meet new people and help them try a sample on and get them to fall in love with the product, and then boom, you've got a new customer or hostess. I'm sure of it. I do multiple vendor events a month to keep tapping into my cold market. This month alone, I'm doing 5 vendor events. The hardest thing about vendor events is strictly finding them and making yourself actually fill out that application to do it. But I promise you, if you do the work and you can find them and get yourself to the vendor event and make it happen, it will totally pay off. Number 3, drop off samples to businesses. You can take like those like mayonnaise and muffin baskets, like where you basically drop off, some really simple muffins. You can make like the Jiffy muffins, like buy a Jiffy box of blueberry muffin mix for like, I don't know, it's like $1 or something at most places, and make up some muffins real quick, put them in a basket with some samples, and go drop them off at your doctor's office, your pediatrician's office, your dentist's office, whatever offices that they kind of know who you are, go drop them off. I always say, an office that kind of knows who you are, that you're a customer at, because then they trust you and your baking and that you're not trying to poison them. But realistically, I mean, if you're in a small town, you can even drop it off at other businesses. And, offer to help them with their samples during their lunch hour. Say, hey, I can come back and show you how these samples work if you want today at lunch or after your office closes, whatever works. Just kind of get to know them on a fun, personal basis. It's your job to kind of get friendly with them. It's not their job to get friendly with you. So you need the networking. This is kind of a way to get out there and do it. Referrals are a great way to get cold market customers. It's basically, you can always ask for referrals from your current customers, from your family, from your friends. You can even make it a fun incentive that you do for your current customers. For any hostess you refer to me, you will earn blah, blah, blah. It can be anything within your budget. It could be an accent nail sheet. It could be a nail file. It could be a half sheet. It could be a full sheet. It could be a heater. I mean, the spectrum is huge. You need to go by what you can afford and what makes sense for you personally. And then number 5, a replication class. Oh my goodness, guys. This is my favorite gold mine out there for cold markets. Because I swear some people hear the word party and they avoid you and the party like the plague. But if you switch it to the word class, people get intrigued. We naturally want to learn about how things work and how well they work. So to do a replication class and invite local people, post flyers, make social media posts, make an incentive. If they bring a friend, hey, bring a friend and you'll earn a free half sheet of wraps, or bring a friend and you'll earn an accent nail sheet. Whatever it is that, like I said earlier, fits your budget and your what you're envisioning, that's what you go for. And the thing about a replication class that's so important is that you cannot treat this like a party. Got that, guys? All right, you can't treat it like a party. People will sniff out your intentions if they feel like, okay, she called this a class, but this is a party. You need to truly go into this as a class. You're letting them sample the products. You let them try sample wraps on, let them play with your lacquers, let them, teach them how to put gel over the wraps or put gel straight on a finger. Let them sample your gel remover pocket if they have gels on that they want to remove. You can explain the benefits of the products and how awesome they are, but don't hand out catalogs and order forms. Don't have a time for checkout at the end of the night. You don't want to have your product out for people to purchase. You don't want them to feel a pressure to purchase. You want them to learn and love the product. But a secret is if you do a really good job of actually educating them, letting them play with the jams, and making it a fun, girly experience, they will want to order. They really will. They'll come to you at the end and be like, okay, so how do I get this one? I really loved how this worked. And then what you can say is, while I don't have any of the forms out, I might have some in my bag. Let me go see if I've got one in there. And then you pretend that you're searching for them. But of course you're going to have a catalog and order form in your bag because you are prepared, right? You're prepared for anything. So you're going to have all those things hidden. And if you have to, you can even just say, oh, you know what? I didn't bring any order forms, but I can write this down real quick and place a bulk order later for you. Whatever it takes to get the order, but at the same time not sounding like you were expecting an order. If people have that fun experience and feel like this was just truly about learning about the product and loving the product, they're going to want to host their own replication class. You can even make it at the end, hey, if you want to host your own replication class, let me know and I can give you this special gift. And it could be anything, like I said, that fits within your budget, as their special gift. Or hey, you can say you can earn, hostess rewards if you happen to have anybody purchase. But, again, it's really hard if you start kind of saying that people have to purchase because they get nervous, they get just those anxiety about having to host a party and feeling like, well, what if nobody shows up? What if this? What if nobody buys? But if you make this a class that's about fun, and then if people do purchase, they get freebies, like that is so much less of pressure on them that they will actually be more likely to actually host a replication class. Okay? All right. So quick little comment post alert, guys. The second thing I want you to include on your comment below this video on the team page is your middle name. All right, so those 4 numbers that I told you earlier, then your middle name. So write it down. Again, don't post it right now. You're going to have to get all 3 instructions to post. So there's going to be one more later in this video. So there we go. Okay, so now that we've talked about how to get new cold market customers, let's chat about how to actually keep them. How do you do that? Well, that's follow-up, guys. Here's the secret to follow-up. If you mention hosting a party or buying more product before you've made sure that they actually received, applied, and loved their wraps, then they will never be a loyal customer, ever. I'm telling you, they really won't. You need to make your follow-up about them and not about you. Come from a place of service. If they've received, tried, and loved their jams, and you've helped them each step of the way, they will be a loyal customer for life. I mean, they're not going to go anywhere. So the first few weeks of a new customer are so crucial for you to be in contact with them and make sure they are happy. Don't be afraid. So many people are like, well, I'm afraid, what if they don't like their jams? Well, hello, your job is to make them love them, so troubleshoot with them. See what the problem is. Once you've ensured that they actually love their jams, now you can get them into your VIP group on Facebook, or you can include them on your monthly newsletter, or you can put them into your regular follow-up system. However you have your follow-up system set up, that's what matters. I've been told by a lot of you guys that you don't have a system, but you really, really need to. You need to have a clear plan of how you're going to follow up with people and when. And this can be done using your calendar or using note cards and like a recipe box looking thing. Whatever works for you. It's your system to follow, but make sure you're doing something to follow up with your customers. And then once you have done that, you really need to spoil them now with attention, appreciation, and thanks. None of those things cost money. Yes, you can periodically send them little gifts, but spoiling them is not always about free stuff for them. If they feel actually that you know who they are and that you actually appreciate them and value them, they will not be going anywhere. They don't want to go to somebody who doesn't know who they are. They want to stay with you because you get them, you know them. So show them appreciation, show them thanks, show them that you value them. All right, so let's kind of wrap this up a bit. I've been told many times, many times by people that, oh, I've tried everything and nothing is working for me. And I'm going to tell you guys, every time I hear that, it makes me cringe. Because literally, guys, you have not tried everything. It's not possible. There's no such thing as everything. The sky's the limit on what you can try and do. And there's no one on this planet that has tried everything. So we have to cut the drama out of it all and just look at what we have done and own it. You may have done and tried a bunch of different things. And for that, I applaud you and I say go you for actually doing that. But maybe you didn't try it the right way, or Maybe, you didn't think of something that you could still try, or possibly there were even just circumstances that were out of your control that made it not work, that one time you tried it. For example, I had somebody tell me that, oh, I tried a replication class, but nobody showed up. And then I asked, okay, so what reason did people say they couldn't come? And they're like, well, they all said that, because of the snowstorm, they just didn't really want to drive. Well, hello, they didn't come because they didn't want to be there. They came because the weather was terrible, and you can't control the weather. That's out of control. You just had bad luck. So you need to try again on a different date. Or I've had people say, oh, I tried vendor events, and they are just terrible. It was horrible, and and they'll tell me how horrible it was, and I'll say, okay, well, how did you do it? What happened? And they'll say, well, I had samples, but nobody bought anything after they tried a sample. Okay, so here's the question. Why did that happen? Did you follow up with them on their sample a few days later? Or what did you do to personally try to close the sale, to move past the sample? Did you just be like, okay, there's your sample, what do you think? And they say, oh, I like it, and they walk away. Like, what did you do that missed the opportunity to close that and to turn it into a sale? So that's what you have to do, is you have to look at what you've done and how to improve it. There's no way you've tried everything and been successful and perfect at each attempt. It's just not possible. So just because something flopped for you once does not mean it will flop the next time. And because you learn something from each flop that you do have, try different things again and again and again, and in as many ways as possible until you are successful at it. So there's a quote that kind of drives me insane as a business owner, and here it is. Don't try so hard. The best things come when you least expect them. No! False. Not true. Yes, you could possibly get lucky, but ladies, do you base your entire life on luck? No. You go out there and you work for the things that you want. If you want a cute pair of shoes, and do you just sit at home? Like, do you hope that they show up on your front porch, or do you scrimp and save money from here and there, or try to earn extra money here and there so that you can actually afford them? Which one do you do? Do you hope it shows up on your porch, or do you work for it? Take control and ownership, guys. That's what this is all about. Dreams don't work unless you do. You have the power. You can get cold market customers if you work for them, not if you dream about them or hope that they show up. You don't wait for it to happen. You need to make it happen. And you'll get told no. You will have attempts that totally bomb, and in a way, you just gotta laugh at it and kind of look at what happened and why it bombed. You're gonna feel down at times. You're gonna feel like you just can't get back up. But if you want it enough, you will. Vince Lombardi said it best: winners never quit, and quitters never win. So you just have to keep at it. You will not be able to implement this and have a cold market customer tomorrow. I mean, it's just not likely. But if you just keep working at it and working at it, it will start to build up your cold market customers, where a month from now you'll start having a few, and then 2 months from now you're gonna have even more. And the more it just builds on top of each other, the bigger that cold market customer base becomes. And you may not even realize that it's a cold market customer base, because if you're doing a really good job of networking and getting to know people, they're not going to feel cold market anymore. They're going to feel like just a friendly customer, okay? So work on it, and by next month you're going to start to see a change. You have to start somewhere. So where are you going to start today? What are you going to do today to start implementing these things? Okay, so your final instruction for the comment that you're going to post under this video, you need to include the street number as part of your address. Again, do not post what each thing is that I'm telling you to post. Don't post, my blah 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 is blah blah blah, and my blah 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 is blah blah blah, and my street numbers of my address is blah blah blah. No. I want your comment to be so cryptic and not make sense to anybody that hasn't watched this video. So my answer to this post would say 9272 Christine 13593. That's it, nothing more. That would confuse the daylights out of me if I just saw that. But anybody who's watched this whole video knows exactly what that all means and knows that I watched the video. So if you do it just like that, you're going to be entered into the raffle on the Team Yes page. All right? So ready, guys? Go out there and work for it, ladies. Get those cold customers and keep them.